Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome to another episode of Bloody Submarines, and today I'm looking at the Sturdy. It's a Royal Navy Tier 8 submarine and it's the next one up from the Undine. Rather like CV's, submarines jump tiers, so you get one at 6, one at 8 and one at 10. In slot 1 I've put main armaments modification 1 to look after the torpedo tubes and the ridiculous secondary beam cannon. In slot 2, I've gone with damage control system modification 3, which brings down the damage from fires and floodings. And yeah, I've adopted a more tanky approach because basically British submarines are quite damn slow. In slot 3, I've gone with dive capacity modification 1 because one of the strengths of the Royal Navy line is that their submarines stay under the water for a lot longer than any other nations. So let's enhance that a bit further as it's a strength. Slot 4, I've gone with steering gears modification 1 because steering is really important. It got a buff. Let's buff it some more. And then finally, I went with reinforced bulkheads. Now this is an incredible skill that reduces the amount of damage you take from depth charges by minus 15%. So this is a must-have module pretty much. Yeah. Okay. So you get 12,800 health. Okay. Artillery rise, you get this meme cannon. This thing here. Looks bloody awful. It's a 76mm gun. And it operates as a secondary battery, so you can turn that off if you want to, or you can leave it on. It has a range of 5 kilometers. And it does, let me see, 1,500 damage a pop and has a reload of 5 seconds. You've got your typical sonar with a reload time of 6.5 seconds, 25-second ping duration. If you manage to ping the same place twice, 55 seconds. Okay. Torpedo-wise, you've got 6 tubes. Each torpedo can do 75 knots and 7,100 damage. They've got a range of 11 kilometers and a detectability of 1.7 kilometers. And of course, the enemy ship will get a lot of damage reduction if you fire them within 3 kilometers or less. Number of loaders, 3. Okay, so again, they load in groups of 3. Alright, so if you look at a 40-second reload time there, it's 40 seconds for your first 3, then a further 40 seconds for your next 3. So a total of 80 seconds if you want all 6 tubes loaded. Okay, and you do have aft torpedoes on this one. You've got 1 loader for the aft torpedo, and she's got a dive capacity of 346.5 units. So these submarines can stay under the water for well over 5 minutes, which is pretty strong. For that, maneuverability wise, 26.3 on the surface with the current build and the speed flag, turning circle of 360 meters, and a rudder shift of 2.5 seconds. Underwater, 17.9 knots, so a little bit quicker than the Undine, to say the least. Okay, concealment wise, she's got concealment value of 95, which gives her detectability range at sea of 6.1 seconds, or at periscope depth 6.1 seconds, 6.1 kilometers, and at periscope depth 2.2 kilometers. She can be spotted by enemy planes to a range of 2.2 kilometers. Okay, and as usual, the assured detectability range is 2 kilometers, like everything else in this game. And as you can see, you get 3 of these damage control parties. You get 5 hydrophones with just a 6-kilometer range on them. Nothing like as good as the German hydrophone, to be brutally honest, but you get it, so there we are. Submarine surveillance, again, not very good. Nothing like as good as the German submarine surveillance with a range of 6 kilometers and a consumable action time of 60 seconds. And then for commander skills, so first pick liquidator, second pick torpedo crew training so that we can get the torpedo reload down to 40 seconds. Then third pick watchful, fourth pick consumable specialist to reduce the preparation and reload time of our consumables by 15%. Fifth pick big propeller shaft, sixth pick super Attendant. 7th pick, Adrenaline Rush. Okay. And then last pick, I would probably take either this one to reduce the cooldown on the sonar, or this one. Okay, Helmsman. Alright, well, with that said, let's take this bad boy for a spin. Okay, I'm in the Sturdy. It's on Northern Waters. Exactly the same map I found myself on in the U-190 when I did the bloody Submarines U-190 video. Weird. Okay, way these things work out, right? Okay, I'm with a Sturdy, a Kagero, an Atego, a Richelieu, a Tirpitz, and a Zeton. Alright, we're going to cap C. The rest of the team, apart from the Atego, are going for A. I've got a Kagero going A, spotting for the Richelieu, the Tirpitz, and the Zeton. And with me riding shotgun is the Atego, so we're going to try and spot for him. We'll grab the cap, spot for the Atego, and then head up north towards B and see if we can pick up any targets. And they've got 3 Bismarcks. That's funny, isn't it? I'm in a submarine and I'm up against 3 Hydro battleships. Oh god. And I'm trying to do a bloody submarines tutorial video. Great. This is going to be fun. It's going to give you some idea of just how weak submarines are to Hydro. Not as weak as they should be, but weak enough. The range of shore detection with Hydro is 2 kilometers. Like it is with pretty much every spot in the game. Okay, so we've got a Bismarck above us. I'm very aware of that. And something's capping B. Looking at the way the ships are, well, the only 2 ships we're missing right now are the Edinburgh and the U-190. So it's probably the U-190 that's capping B. Probably. But it might be the Edinburgh. So, need to figure that out. Okay, my torpedo's got 11 kilometer range. And what I need to do is try and force the Bismarck to repair. As soon as he does that, I should be able to send some homing torps into him. Now, as you can see, this ship is a lot more maneuverable. That extra 5 or 6 knots of surface speed makes the Sturdy a lot easier to use than the Undyne. Speed is everything. I've got to keep 1 torpedo back in case there's a U-190 about. Okay, so we lit him. We managed to ping him. Going for the double ping. Got him midsection instead, okay. He's using his submarine warfare. It's always good to check the range on a ship's submarine warfare so you know whether they're in range or not. I am definitely in range. He's got 10 kilometer range at Bismarck. But I managed to avoid those. Okay, and he's managed to avoid my torpedoes. Good for him. Just going to put another ping on him while his airstrike is in cooldown. I say that, he's sending more planes. By God, Bismarck has good, strong anti-submarine warfare. Alright. But he can't send 2 lots, he can only send 1. Got a ping on him. I'm going to try and make this into a double. If we can get a double ping, it might force the repair. Let's give that a try. Yep, he repaired. Sonar ping neutralized. Okay. Yeah, when it says sonar ping will be cleared, he's used his repair party. If you then give it another 10 seconds and then ping again, I say 10, sometimes it's 15 actually. Give it about 15 seconds and then try another ping, and the next ping should be a perma. Okay, we're going to send the torps. Down we go. There's the U-190, so it was a U-190. Yeah, checking the mini-map, the Edinburgh is over at D3. Okay, so we've got a submarine to deal with. Now, that unknown in detection range warning I'm getting on the right essentially means that he's got his hydro on. That's watchful. You know the line 3 skill I told you about, watchful? It's vanished now, the warning's gone. That means his hydro's worn out. And we also managed to hit him with 4 torpedoes out of 6, which is great. Even though he knew they were coming, he couldn't slow down fast enough to avoid them. Because we were able to get a perm ping on him. The torpedoes bent slightly in their line of travel, which made it easier to torpedo him, even though he was aware that they were coming on his hydro. Poor guy. Submarines are so toxic. They really are dreadful. Oh, okay. Fine. Okay, I'm going to send a couple because that's all I need to finish this guy off. He should go out of 3-kilometer range, meaning those torpedoes will be fully armed when they hit him. But our Tego finishes him off with his own depth charge system. Brilliant. Good job. Good job. So between me and the Tego, we've got rid of the Bismarck and the U-190. Tego did a good thing there. I'm quite impressed with him. He literally did what I would do. He YOLO'd a Bismarck with his torpedoes and got the kill. Brilliant. Very bravely done. And still very healthy, actually, all things considered. That could have gone badly. That, I mean, he could have ended up getting dev struck, but I admire his greed. I admire his ferocity. And the fact that he was supporting me the entire time, looking after me. We make a good team, actually. So this side of the map, Team Tego sturdy, 2 enemy ships down. How have Team Kagero done? Team Kagero's lost its turpits, and the Zeton and the Richelieu are fleeing with their tails between their legs. Okay. If you find yourself in this situation, yeah, with a guy pinging in the middle of the map there, saying, well, we're being pursued, something's got us lit. It's probably the Cossack that's got you lit, guys. Nothing I can do about that, but hey, funny. These 2 clowns, I don't know what to say. Look, guys, just defend C. That's all you have to do. So I need the Richelieu and the Zeton to go to C. You see, I very clearly showed them to go to C. I'm going to cap B. Uh-oh. I'm going to cap B. That's the ASW of a battleship. There's a Bismarck here, isn't there? Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah, there's a Bismarck heading for B. Oh, God. So I've got another hydro battleship to deal with. This is painful. I'm not going to lie, this is painful. Alright. Let's see if me and the Atego can pull off another miracle. We'll certainly try. But I need you 2 clowns to get C, okay? Protect C, Zeton and Richelieu. That's all you have to do. You've got one job, right? One job. Okay, let's see if they can do that. I better focus on my situation. Okay, so the Bismarck has a spotter plane up that's just landed on his deck. He sent more planes to probe me, dropping more random depth charges. He doesn't really know where I am, but he's got a suspicion that I'm heading north. There he is. Okay. Chances are he's got his hydro on. So we want to stay out of range. And his hydro range is 5.5 kilometers, so I'm taking it to 30. Yeah. Didn't do it fast enough. God, the Bismarck is fast, isn't he? Okay, we got a ping into him. Hopefully those 6 torpedoes will now turn. I'll try and turn it into a double. God, this ping is slow. Okay, and boom, 6 hits. Okay, good. Good. Now, Watchful is triggered because we're in hydro range and the Bismarck still has his hydro up. When that hydro goes down, the Watchful indicator will vanish. Okay, so use Watchful, get Watchful, it's very useful. Atego managed to take out the Edinburgh. Way to go, man. Way to go. Unfortunately, I've just crashed into an island. Uh-oh. Oh no. And the Bismarck just sunk the Atego. Uh-oh. And now I'm going to be in hydro range for him to acquire me, because as soon as he gets within 2 kilometers with hydro, doesn't matter what my depth is, he's going to detect me. So I've been detected. Because I just used my hydrophone to find out exactly where he is, and yeah, he's right on top of me. Within 2 kilometers, so it doesn't matter what depth I go to. He's dropping depth charges. Gonna hug the island. Okay, okay. Right. I'm out of his 2-kilometer window, and his hydro's just worn off. Okay, we might get away with this or not. No. Some very, very good guesses from the Bismarck. He second-guessed me and he got right, and I now have an oil leak, so he knows exactly where I am. As they say, the gig's up, Pedro. Now I'm being fired on by the Cossack. The Richelieu and the Zeton are getting the cap back that they lost. You know the one I told him to defend? They didn't defend it. No. It's all going wrong. We're doomed. We're all doomed. Yeah, anyway, so... that's that then. Guys, you had one job. Come on. You had one job. And you were amazing. Very well played. Well played, Otago. Well played. We tried, mate. We tried. Okay. Well, God. Hey, you see? You can get compliments in a sub. Check top right. You see I got a compliment there on the right side of the screen from my Otago friend. Okay, well, you know what? Let's do another one. Let's do another one. I'll just open some boxes and we'll do another couple of games. But this time we're going to go to random and do some randoms. Right, it's a tier 9 match. I'm in the Sturdy. That's the Royal Navy tier 8 submarine Sturdy. It's a step up from the Undine, I suppose. She's quicker. I'll give her that. Okay, we're moving a Raj, an Azumo, and an Alabama. Those are my main threats. Just checking out the destroyers. The main reason being we aren't fast enough to escape them. We have to submerge and hope they haven't got hydro. Now, you can see I'm taking a pretty oblique angle into A. The idea is to light as many targets as possible and at the same time remain undetected. So we're going to go to periscope depth because I really don't want to at this early stage in the game get detected by a destroyer. Now the nice thing about the Royal Navy line is, as you can see just to the right of my submarine, I'm at 5:30. I've got 5 minutes of air, basically 5 minutes 26, 27 of battery if you like, or air. And that's great. No other submarines get that level of battery. Okay, it's a quirk of the Royal Navy ones. Of course we don't get the reserve battery, unfortunately. And if I see a terror squid I'll let you know, right? You can see something's capping A. Now, unfortunately, the hydrophone is only 6-kilometer range, so we're going to have to go quite deep into A before that detects anything. So, and we only get 5 of them. Z31 over there. I'm assuming he's going to turn early. Yeah, he does. Can we ping him? Should we ping him? Have they got him? Yeah, let's go for a ping. See if we can finish him off with a torpedo. And he neutralized it with his repair party. Which is a shame, because that torpedo would have killed him. I'm trying to do a video here. Honestly, submarines are so miserable. I can't stand playing them if I'm honest. There's Duncan over there. Okay, so we're just going to spin round. And we're going to drop a full spread of 6. And they reload in groups of 3, so the first 3 will reload in around 38 seconds, and then I'll get the next 3 up. And there's a U-190. The hydrophone's detected a U-190 on A at E4. Now that's bad news for us because his hydrophone's better than ours. His submarine surveillance is better than ours. In fact, just about everything's better than ours. I think we've hit the Duncan though. Yeah. Got a couple of sneaky torps in on the Duncan. They don't do a lot of damage though, these homing torpedoes. And we don't get any dumbfire torpedoes, unfortunately, which would do more damage. Okay, they're chasing the Orage, and the Izumo is moving in to engage the Duncan in a brawl. Okay, they're brawling. Interesting. Okay, those torpedoes are from the U-190. Now, I'm very concerned that he's going to use his submarine surveillance on me at some stage. Okay, the Izumo's secondary's got the Z-31. Excellent. And this is what we're doing. We're just hovering around our team, helping them to mop up threats like submarines and destroyers. We're not actually pushing for a target yet. That comes later. Stay on the flank, spot for your team, stay submerged if you think you're going to be detected. These are all good bits of advice. I think my brain is melting with the extreme pleasure of the gameplay. God. Okay, so the Orage got the Duncan with a torpedo. Good for him. And now we're looking for the U-190, who outspots us and outdetects us. The only thing we've got to worry about is the Iowa. I was just checking his range on his anti-submarine warfare. He's out of range at the moment. And there you go, just to show you, we've been detected because basically the U-190 has got his underwater detection on his submarine surveillance. So let's turn ours on. We haven't detected him because A is 6-kilometer range, unlike the German. And the German submarine surveillance is superior in every way. But if the U-190 comes close underwater, we'll spot him within 6 kilometers for the next 38 seconds. We're staying on the surface because if we dive, we'll get detected. It looks like his submarine surveillance is worn off, though. So we can now go back to periscope depth without being detected. He hit the brakes and he's reversing, so that torpedo sadly missed. Okay. We've got 11-kilometer range on our acoustic torpedoes. There's the U-190, still on cap. Parked right next to the Iowa, which makes him difficult to deal with because, well, obviously the Iowa's anti-submarine warfare will get me if I get too close, so I need to keep my distance. No reason why we can't ping, but it looks like the our fleet's got him. What a shame. Okay, we've got the Hyuga as a potential target. U-190 is still in the area. There he is. He's heading north up the mini-map at E4. So he's heading off cap and running, leaving the Hyuga to us. But unfortunately, we've got an Iowa with us who knows what he's doing. So no damage, no torpedoes for us. Sad face. And this is the thing about subplay. Your team doesn't really need you. If they're a decent team, they'll just get on with the job. You do provide some use, some utility, as in you will spot enemy submarines. And you might spot your destroyer with your hydrophone. But honestly, at the end of the day, you don't really bring much to the team that the team doesn't already have. Anyway, we're going to assist with the capture of this cap, and then I'm going to head across. Looks like the enemy team have captured C and are pushing south. And there's a destroyer in mid. That's worrying. A low health Eskimo in mid. Okay. Can't recommend enough using your mini-map at all times. In a submarine, it's very, very important because there's so many things that can happen, and they often happen all at the same time. So you'll have long periods of boredom and then suddenly more excitement than you know how to handle. Especially when you're doing a constant 22 knots. Jesus. I mean, this thing does do more than that, but let's not get ahead of ourselves or carried away or anything. Look, I'm up to 23 knots. My God. 24. Now, I'm reacting to the battleship push at sea. Because this sub is so slow, you have to think a few moves ahead. And what I'd like to do is place myself around, I don't know, G5, H6, around that area where the Albemarle is, because I want to intercept the enemy fleet as it moves across. Because hopefully there'll be lots of torpedo opportunities. There goes our Blashviker. Okay, the main speed took him out. The only issue with this tactic is I don't know where the black is, and I don't know where the Eskimo is. And they will be in the area or nearby. Meanwhile, the U-190 has fled north, and the Orage is hunting him, which is an exercise in futility, if you ask me, but there we are. The reason I'm at periscope depth is I've run out of hydrophones, and there could be an Eskimo around here somewhere, specifically in that gap. But we haven't been lit, so I guess he's not here, which is just as flippin' well, really. I mean, there's no ships in range of ASW, so worst case scenario, if he spots us, we dive and change course, and he won't know where we are. We can go dark very, very quickly and very easily in a submarine. He'll only know where our last position is, and by the time he gets there, we'll be long gone. Okay, their Ipiranga just took our Endract, and our Alabamba got their Pommern. It's all happening. That's one less battleship for me to farm. And our Raj got the U-190. Ah, so his perseverance paid off. Well, well, well. Not so futile after all. There goes a chump fun. Pommern B got him. Now, I don't know where the black is, so we're going to go to periscope depth, because I really don't want to bump into a black. He's got radar. And there he is. Oh, he's close. Looks like we went to periscope depth at just the optimum moment. Can we get a ping on him? Yeah. Okay. In case he radars, I'm going to 30 meters. $40 meters. 50 meters. Yeah, we'll park it at 60. I mean, she is, for a submarine, fairly fast underwater. I say that. She's faster than the Undine, put it that way. It does about 18 knots underwater. Not great. She's actually, this line of submarines is actually truer to the real statistics of submarines than any other line. Other lines go way too fast for a submarine. That said, is it a good thing in this arcade game? Not really. I can't really recommend this line to anyone. Okay, we've got a ping on the Ipiranga. See if we can make that a double. He's low health, though. I suspect they'll finish him off before my torps get there. Okay, yes, we got double pings, so 52 seconds. Torps are going in. Look good. Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. Yeah, there we go. We took his last 899 health. Yay! Woo! Long periods of boredom with very brief moments of excitement. There's the mains B. At least I got some nice music to listen to. Gotta love me a bit of pirate metal. Yar. It's quite a close game, to be honest. There's the Eskimo. Bye, Eskimo. They've got 2 ships left, we've got 4. It's not close anymore, is it? I spoke too soon there. I cursed him. I cursed the Eskimo. It's quite a close... Oh, no, it isn't. Okay, let's get after the main. So there's the black again. Send a couple of torps his way. My best guess on the ping. Okay, going to turn towards the mains B. And the Iraj got the black. He's having a game, isn't he? Blimey. Still my beating heart. We hit 26 knots there. If you're wondering why I'm being hyper cautious, it's because he's got Hydra. And he's neutralized my ping. So we now have to wait about 15 seconds before we can ping again. I'd say 10 actually. 10 would probably be enough. Because it takes a ping a little time to get there. There we go, we've reacquired him. Is he going to slip the hook? He just sat there. Oh, come on. We'd have got him. And we win. Yay. Hooray. Okay, pretty average performance, really. 50% play worse than I do. 50% play better, right? 10k damage there. 20% bonus on 117k credits. Okay, oh god. Yeah, let's do another one. Go on then. This time we're on Crash Zone Alpha in domination mode. It's a carrier match. Nakamovs. One Nakamov aside. Not toxic at all. Submarines and Nakamovs. The other team have got a tier 8 Russian L-20. Okay. Interesting. Agent 007. I better watch out for him. Okay. Okay, with me I've got the Almente Oquendo, the Conqueror, and the Schlieflin possibly. I don't know. Is he going to join us? Al Zuma has changed course. It looks like he's heading our way. Good. Charles Martel is heading to D. Libertad hasn't moved really. I said Libertad, didn't I? I meant Libertad, of course. Montana hardly moved. Gonna have to submerge because Nakhimov rocket planes coming our way. Yeah, I mean, stealth is really, really important in a submarine. More important than any other ship. Even more important than torpedo boats, and that is really saying something. Because I've got, what, 13,450 health? So I have to be really careful. Submarines are made of paper, basically. Very important that you don't show the enemy team your course and direction or heading, because if you do, they'll be ready for you. They'll know you're coming. It's a good idea to play submarine like you play poker, yeah? Bluff, you know, switch and ditch if you have to. Make them think you're going somewhere when you're not. I mean, you can get yourself detected on purpose if you've got a plan in mind. There's always that. It's kind of an approach I use from time to time in destroyers. Those rocket planes are heading my way, aren't they? Oh, bloody hell. Let's take it down to 30 meters. Just at the second I dive, they move away again. He's heading towards the cruiser and the battleship. Okay. Yes, the Conqueror. Okay, fine. So we've got an Alazuma in the region. We've got a Conqueror in the region. The Almirante Oquendo is retreating at the moment. And there's the enemy submarine. Now, fortunately, we're not in submarine warfare range of any of the enemy ships. But oh boy, do they have a lot of ships at E3, E4, F3, F4. If you look at that part of the minimap, you'll see that there's almost half their team there. The Nakhimov's above, Schlieflin and Republic in mid. And 5 ships above me and a submarine incoming. Now, the L-20's already made a mistake. Do you know what that mistake is? If you watch my previous videos, you probably do. But if you don't, I'll remind you again. He's pushed into our side of the map. And I've got a Conqueror with me, an Almirante Oquendo, and the Azuma's guns are actually in range, even though he's all the way over there at H6. So what we're going to do is bring her about. Nakhimov is in the area. That's kind of annoying with skip bombers. Okay. Let's light him. There he is. Okay. I'm not going to get to ping him, am I? I wanted to try and do a curl ball around the island with that torpedo, but instead I'm forced to try and spot him for the team. So I'm turning round, and I might actually get to use a deck gun. It works exactly like secondary guns. In other words, you don't get to shoot it, which is kind of sad. So you're about to see some sub-to-sub warfare again. Didn't I do this in the Undying, and didn't it go horribly wrong? Yeah, okay. Well, here we go again. Deja vu, man. But I'm confident we're going to win this time. There he is. So we'll just drop some torps there. I didn't mean to fire 4, but okay. I was going to keep 3 in reserve. But at this range, they're not going to do much damage anyway. He's not repairing because he knows he's not going to take much damage from him. So he's not losing the ping. And there you go. 3 hits, 1 incapacitation, and he took, what, 2k damage? Now we stay on the surface. Conqueror's dropping on him. Depth charges. There they go. Alazuma is probably thinking about firing at him. He's turned. I noticed the Alazuma turned on the minimap, so he's noticed him. Now we just need to keep this guy lit. This is exactly what I'm thinking right now about the L-20. Need a bag of dicks, your L-20, can you get down? Bag of dicks. On your fucking lawn. Oh shit. Wrong way. Okay, we just got hit by direct fire torpedoes, not acoustics, which is why they hurt more. That's the nice thing about Russian subs, they get direct fire. However, he's dead and I'm very much alive.
The Alazuma got him. And also at that range, I get something like 90% damage reduction because he's firing within 3 kilometers. So I'm just going to listen to this song a bit more. I think he just ate a giant bag of dicks, didn't he? God, I hate submarines so much. Fun and engaging. Okay, now we're just going to try and engage the Republic. San Diego's moving down. Going to keep half an eye on him. He could be a problem. Just need to avoid his planes. Well, that one was quite close. Yeah, it was a good guess, but I'm just out of range of the splash. Drop another ping on him. And he's used his repair party. What that means is if I ping him again, the ping sticks. It also means that I've got plenty of time to get some torpedoes into him. Ooh, those were close, weren't they? Okay, about there. He's trying to slip away behind that island, and he's going to make it as well. There's not a lot of point in launching torps because he's going to use the island to curl him in. Big brain on this guy. Big brain. Okay, Nakamov's now sneak hunting me out, and the San Diego's joined the hunt for the Sturdy. So let's go dark. Stick it at 30 meters for now. Okay, you're going to put a ping on the San Diego. Conqueror got him, of course. And I'm going to get hit by a depth charge. Not that it did much damage, but there we are. The last defiant shout from the San Diego. Now this is another problem that you need to be aware of as a submariner. You get less maneuverability in some subs at this depth than you do in others. Which means avoiding planes that are dropping depth charges on you is a lot harder if you're under the water than if you're on the surface. Especially for the Sturdy and the Undying. That said, there are some submarines out there that go faster underwater. Yeah, I'm thinking of you, U-4501. And so if you want to escape the planes, you're better off underwater because you'll have more maneuverability to do so. But definitely not in a Sturdy. Definitely not. Okay, I'm going to have to dive again, taking it to 30. Nakamov tried to spot me there with his torpedo bombers. Now, I will eventually turn and take on the Republic, possibly, but I've got a feeling the Rune, the Alzuma, and the Conqueror will absolutely cremate his ass, so I don't see much point. I'm actually getting depressed here. This is depressing. I find submarines so boring. I mean, by the time I've turned around, lined up a shot, fired some torpedoes, the Conqueror will have killed him, you see. That's not the Spirit Lone Gun, I hear you say. Little piece inside me just died. Okay. Okay. Let's go for a full spread because he's not going to be with us for very much longer, so we might as well hit him with everything. He's literally sailing into a Conqueror, an Alzuma, and a Rune. And he cleared. He's used his repair party. Yeah, he avoided those, didn't he? Of course he did. Okay. Well, we've got 3 more loaded. Hey, we got a hit with the last one. Okay, they should stick now. We should be able to get perm sticks. You see, I'm in a good position here to finish him off, but my team's going to beat me to it. Here we go. Yeah. Fine. Well, we might as well cap. So I'm going into 8. I'm struggling to stay awake here. Oh, there's a Nakamov. Okay, I'll tell you something we can do for our team. We can keep the Nakamov lit. So let's chase after the Nakamov and see if we can get some more spot damage. We got what, 18k spot damage. That's not very good, is it? I'm not surprised. We're so dog slow. Yeah, he's running to the corner at B1. Now the nice thing about the Nakamov is it's got terrible detect in around the 14-kilometer range, so we can keep him lit for the team. You see, we're up to 39,172 spotting damage, top right. Let's see if we can get that higher. It's about all I've got to look forward to really right now, because he's out of torpedo range, of course. Oh mate, these matches have been horrible. Okay, fine. Yep, 40k. Woo, woo. Give it up for 40k, top right. Cleveland just took out their Santander. Just a Nakamov left. 41k, 42k. Come on, guys, sink the Nakamov. I suppose I'd be able to tell you that with CVs, as long as you don't ping, they won't send their planes because it's automatic. They automatically send ASW to your last position, and it's very good at it. The auto ASW on a CV is actually pretty bloody lethal, so just don't ping. Don't bother pinging. And you'll be fine. And if he sends planes, submerge. Go to 30. And then when the planes are gone, come back up again. If you spot a CV in the open, chances are he'll stay still anyway. Launch your torpedoes and dive, and then he'll think, at least you'll get the kill then and not your team, right? We're at what, 52k spotting damage? And those torps, they'll never get there before he... I'm gonna ping, I'm so bored. Send your planes, kill me, I don't care anymore. Interesting. And that's it. Okay, woo, we got a 1. We're in the top 10% of sturdy players. Not quite an expert, but you know what? I'll settle for top 10%. God, that was boring. Okay, so we've got 2k experience. And the Montana did well, so we're going to compliment him. Conqueror, you gave me some good support, my man, so I'm going to give you a compliment back at you. Did 4K on the Republic, 2K on the L20. Yeah, that was all torpedoes, wasn't it? Yeah, oh, 247 from the secondary battery. 20% credit booster on, so we made, what, just under 250,000 credits. Okay, well, my name's Lone Gun, and this has been Bloody Submarines, the Sturdy. And thank you all for watching, and if you got this far, drop me a like and subscribe. Thank you.